What's up, everybody? My name is Leif, and today is our first episode of our new series called Fuddlore Factcheckers, the show where we take all the Fuddlore that you heard growing up and put it to the test. Today's episode is the 12-gauge pump-action shotgun. Let's head out to the range and see what this is all about. So we are on the range, and we are going to see if the Fuddlore that the 12-gauge shotgun, specifically the pump-action, is the most effective home defense weapon. And we have 3 loads: birdshot, double-aught buck, and a slug because it's fun. Now, one of the things that we're going to test is spread. The main thing that people say is all you have to do is point it. You don't even have to aim it. Is that true? We're going to find out. The other thing that I can't test, but that they say is all you have to do is, and they're going to run away. It's pretty subjective. I can't really test that, but take it with a grain of salt. So what we're going to do is I'm going to toss birdshot. We're going to go to 5 yards. We're going to do this test at 5, 7, and 10. There's no way that anybody is shooting past 30 feet inside of their own home. So I figured that's a good enough test. And yeah, we'll see what this Mossberg can do. So let's start with birdshot and then take a look. All right, birdshot first. And we'll see what this looks like at 5 yards. All right, let's check it out. So as you can see, at about 15 feet, which I would say is probably a small hallway, maybe not a big hallway, my hand covers more than the group here. And this is just birdshot. This is 7.5 shot. This is a 2 3/4 ounce shell, or 2 3/4 inch shell. It's nothing crazy. My hand covers basically the entirety of it. So at this distance, I would say just hip fire. You still have to aim at this distance, in my opinion. But let's take a step back to 5 again, and let's see what buckshot will do. Okay, buckshot. This is double-aught buck. Sorry if you hear some shots going off in the background. There's some other people shooting out here. So, all right, double-aught buck. Let's see what this does at 5 yards. I'm going to aim just slightly lower so you can see the spread. Oh, didn't pick up the round. Okay, we're just going to drop it in instead. Okay. All right, now buckshot. Let's check it out. Just point and shoot, huh? All right, last but not least, just for fun, we're going to do a 1 ounce slug. There's no reason for me to do this, but I'm going to try to put it right in the head, and we'll see what this does compared to the buckshot, because I have a feeling it's going to be about the same size hole. Check it out. All right, so we just fired the slug, and I want to point something out here. This is the slug here. Now, this is going to be the slug and the wad or whatever follows the slug. Look at that right there, right? That's the buckshot. It's the exact same distance. So at least at 5 yards, the just point, you don't even have to aim thing, completely false. I'm going to say it right now. We're fact checking this, and it's wrong. So let's move back to 7 yards now and see if that makes any difference on at least these two. All right, we've reset. We're at 7 yards now. So this is about 21 feet, give or take. I paced it off. So let's see what just birdshot does, which is the best case scenario for spread at 7 yards.
Wait.
Sorry, somebody didn't have ear pro on. Now at 7 yards. See the rabbit? We caught some wildlife while we were out here. I'm glad I didn't shoot it. All right, I aimed a little high so that I could see a good buckshot pattern towards the bottom. But you can see it is all the way right here, which is, I don't know, what would you say? That's a 10 inch spread. But again, this is birdshot. Nobody's using birdshot for home defense. This is just the best case scenario for spread, in my opinion. And even then, like, you would probably, if you just kind of pointed down a hallway at 7 yards, you'd probably pepper him a little bit. But let's see what buckshot does, and we'll kind of make the assumptions after that. All right, so now back with our double aught buck, and I'm gonna aim low A zone, and let's see what kind of spread we get with double aught buck at 7 yards. Let's check it out. So I lifted a little bit. I was actually aiming here, but I lifted right before I fired. Don't worry about that. But the majority of the pellets hit right here. I mean, that's 3 inches. We have a flyer or two right over here, which, well, that's a variable. We're not really going to look at this guy. We're going to look at this consistent spread right here. And at that distance, I would still say 3 inches. I mean, that's 1 degree to the right or left is going to put that, you know, way far off. So again, I'm sticking with you're still gonna have to aim it. All right, and just for fun, again, because I hate my shoulder, at this distance, I'm gonna put a 1 ounce slug. I'm gonna try to headshot it again. I'm not the greatest shot in the world, but we're gonna try to headshot it. And this is just because I'm still saying that we have to aim at this distance. So if I have to aim, I'm just gonna put a giant piece of lead in and see if it's as effective. So let's see what a slug does at 7 yards. Okay, so slug in the head box. Get away, you horsefly. You can see that the difference, in my opinion, is negligible at this range. You can say what you will, and this is not a rifled barrel either. So this is just smooth bore. Slug versus buckshot, we're talking maybe an inch difference at this distance. So let's go to, in my opinion, what is the worst case scenario for a home defense situation, which is 10 yards, about 30 feet. And let's see if this finally makes enough of a difference. All right, bird shot from 10 yards or 30 feet. I would assume that most people don't have more than a 30-foot hallway in their home. So let's say that this is probably worst case scenario and see what bird shot will do, which is stupid, by the way. Don't use this for home defense. Just dead center. All right, let's check it out. Okay, so now we're getting into the more point and shoot spread to me. I mean, it's almost shoulder to shoulder. It's covering the entire C zone of this target, which at that rate, I would say if you were in a hallway, yeah, you could just point and shoot and it would probably do just fine. But again, this is bird shot. Do not use bird shot for home defense. This is for birds. It's in the name. Okay, so buckshot, again, double aught buck, 10 yards. This is what I would recommend if you were going to use a shotgun. This is what I would say to use is double aught buck, triple aught buck maybe. At this distance should give us a decent spread. All right, let's see what this does. I'm just going to go center mass again so that I can see them big spread. You won't notice the difference though. Let's check it out. I just realized I've been saying let's check it out too much, like I'm Mr. Guns and Gear. I've been watching too much Mr. Guns and Gear lately. It's kind of strange. There's like a double wad situation going on here. Nonetheless, even at 30 feet, all of the pellets are right here. 4 inches, maybe? I mean, it's still, my fist covers the entire spread. Look at that. So even at that distance, the whole just point and shoot, I mean, it's only 4 inches, so.
That's what she said.
I'm still calling this debunked. I'm going to say that you don't want to just point and shoot. So just for fun, I'm going to try to take one more headshot with a slug, and then I have a special treat right at the end. So let's do this. All right, one more slug headshot. I'm going to aim slightly low because I think because of my ear pro and the cheek riser on this, I think I'm angled up just a little bit. So I'm going to aim right below where that other wad hit. And let's say goodbye to my shoulder. Perfect shot. All right, let's check that out. I'm just kidding. No, let's not check it out. Let's go over there. Damn it. Okay, so the slug. My aim is impeccable. Thank you. Hold your applause. But you can see, if you're aiming, extremely effective. Just as effective as that. However, I would still recommend a double-aught buck as your home defense round if you're choosing to use a shotgun, which I'll talk about at the end. But so I would say the whole point and shoot, unless you're using birdshot, is debunked. Now, there's one other piece to this that everybody says that we're going to test out right now. So let's step back over to the 5, and we're going to try one more thing. Okay, so the last piece of this puzzle is something that people say often when they're in the shop, and that is, I'll just give it to my wife because she won't have to aim. She can just point and shoot. And so I happen to have mine here today, and we're going to see if she enjoys shooting this more than other firearms that she's shot. So, Caitlin, if you would, it is empty. She's going to load it, and she's going to shoot it from the hip without aiming, just like they say. Let's see how good you are at this. Yeah, you can push from the...
Okay.
So already struggling to load the gun, right? Yep, drop it in there. Oh, gunshot's going off in the background. All right, rip it forward, hard, perfect. All right, now, finger off till you're ready to fire. Just aim it at where you think you will hit something, and then pull the trigger. Perfect. You actually took a piece of the head off. We'll go take a look at that right now. Look at this. That's where she hit, right there. Without aiming. Is that where you were aiming?
No.
So again,
aiming more towards this.
that's not where she was aiming, but that's where she hit. So, in closing, would you choose this gun over a semi-automatic pistol or even an AR-15 for home defense?
No.
No? Why?
I feel like I need more aim. I don't know.
Do you feel like this is easier or harder to aim, or is it still the same aiming?
I feel like it's harder to aim.
Okay, what do you think about the recoil of this?
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but
But you weren't shouldering the gun.
Right, and that probably would have hurt.
Is this recoil much higher than other guns that you fired?
Yes.
So, in saying that, you still have to aim it, it has a higher recoil than other guns, and it only holds like 6 rounds. Would you say that this is better or worse for home defense for you?
I would say worse.
All right, case closed. So I'm going to finish this off back in the shop where we're not out and kind of give you my closing thoughts. So let's head back to the shop and see what we think about the pump action 12 gauge shotgun for home defense. So final thoughts. Is a shotgun for home defense the best weapon that you can use? In my opinion, no. But that doesn't mean that it's not a good weapon to use. Anybody trained can be good with a weapon. And I think if you have the right training and you do a lot with that shotgun, it can be just as effective as anything else. But handing it to a novice and expecting them to be able to just point and shoot, I think we've proven is kind of a fallacy. In closing, I will give you my top picks for home defense, just in case you were wondering. So first and foremost would be this. However, given that it's got a short barrel and fun switch on it, the United States government does not want you to be able to have anything like this. But something like this would be best because you have multiple points of contact, just like you do with a shotgun. However, low recoil, high capacity, very easy to use. With a light on it, it's basically everything that you would ever want in a home defense firearm. So aside from it being a short barrel, you could also choose a 16-inch variant of the same gun. Now you may think, oh, well, it's longer, it's going to be more cumbersome, but weren't you just recommending a shotgun? A shotgun has an 18.5-inch barrel, so 16-inch barrel, more capacity, lighter recoil, very simple to use. I would say that this is definitely a better choice. However, not everybody have the opportunity to be able to stage this next to them, so it's easily accessed. You may have children, laws preventing you from not being able to store this the way that you would like. So the third option is going to be probably the one that most people will choose. And that third option is a striker-fired pistol of some sort, preferably a 9mm. Preferably a 9mm striker-fired pistol with a light on it. You can do a red dot as well. It's totally fine, just your preference. I prefer red dot, but this is what I had sitting here. This is a great option for a first gun for people because a rifle you can't just carry around with you if you wanted to take it on a trip. You know, it's very cumbersome, hard to do. This right here, not only can you defend your home with it, but you can also take it with you somewhere, especially if you're a concealed carry card holder. You can concealed carry your home defense gun. You use it, you know exactly what to do with it, and this is a great option for most people. I would say 90% of people. This is going to be your best option. You have high capacity. You're not going to be clearing rooms in your house either way. If somebody actually gets into your home, you're going to hunker down, be on the phone with 911, and aiming at the door, ready for anybody that may come through trying to harm you or your family. So, in closing, shotgun, sure, if you have the ability and the training to be able to handle it and manipulate it and use it well, because obviously you still have to aim it. So yeah, not a bad choice, but for the majority of people, for new shooters, for small framed female, male, either way shooters, probably not the best option. Something like this, a PCC, pistol caliber carbine, which is like a shortened rifle similar to what I showed, and a pistol caliber is also great. Short barreled AR-15s are probably the number one, or even a 16-inch barreled AR, because a shotgun's going to have an 18-inch barrel either way. So there's no difference in being able to maneuver it. So anyway, guys, please like and subscribe down below if you enjoyed this episode. We'll continue to do more. I already have the next one planned out. And if there is anything you would like to see in the genre of Fuddlore, please drop it down below and let me know. You can also check out my gaming channel down below and any other links that I can think of to throw. You can check it out. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.